Office of the First Lady. So I mentioned that if your stories are not told, not this by yourself, you would be wondering what's happening to the progress you've made and how you get others to see the progress you've made. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor this afternoon to invite the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Mrs. Fatima, now to make a statement.
Thank you very much. Let's just sit down, please. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, retired Brigadier Julius Malavio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, our national champion for women and girls' rights in our country, and my dear husband. Your Excellencies, my dear sisters from Cape Verde, Namibia, and the Minister representing the First Lady of Nigeria, a Minister representing the First Lady of Liberia, and the Ambassador represent, I believe the Burundi ambassador is now at the airport because the First Lady of Burundi will be landing by 4:30. So the delegation of Burundi, ministers of government here present, honorable members of parliament here present, and permit me to single out my dear sister Maria Mazombo, honorable from Bujeon, who actually took the bill to Parliament on my behalf and on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone. Let me acknowledge the Secretary General of our dear organization, OFLA, Dr. Naders. You're most welcome to Sierra Leone. Distinguished guests, members of the diplomatic and consular corps, our boys and girls here present, members of our security forces, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am filled with joy, but before I go to the business at hand, I craved your indulgence to publicly add to the barrage of welcome expressed in diverse ways by several people to our guests. Myself and my little office are very excited in launching this off-flood campaign, We Are Equal in Sierra Leone, in our Sierra Leone soil. Your Excellency, my dear sister Monica Ndangos, the third First Lady of Namibia and the immediate past President of Off-flood, we owe it to you, and rest assured that we shall advance your precious legacy. The presence of the other First Ladies and their representatives from various countries across this continent for this ceremony is a testament and reassurance for us here in Sierra Leone. The We Are Equal campaign has, out of the multitude of problems affecting women and girls in Africa, has prioritized health, education, gender-based violence, and economic empowerment as the foundation upon which we shall gain equality. The main aim of the campaign is to close the gender gap on the African continent. We, the First Ladies, are simply saying to you that it is neither a charity nor a favor, but it is common sense. It is fairness and it is just. It is a just cause that we yield benefit from all of us in our continent. We are motivated to carry out this campaign because many young boys and girls on our continent still see or hear, learn and believe different. Quite often, our rights to health care, education, economic opportunities and choices are violated. How do we then want to progress, advance and build a sustainable world for the betterment of humanity when a greater proportion of the inhabitants are treated unfairly and unjustly. This is what inspired and motivated Oflad to change course, rebrand and become more vocal, direct and purposeful. Consequently, we coined the campaign slogan, "We are equal." You know, when someone who has been silent, quiet, timid, and afraid finally decides to speak up and come forward, then you know things have to change. This is the stage that all the First Ladies of Africa through OFLA have reached. We are not saying move, we are not saying leave, we are saying treat us with respect and treat us with dignity. Today, Sierra Leone, by launching this campaign, "We are equal," under the theme "Abolish child marriage to keep them learning," has joined 16 other African countries. Even though we are launching the campaign today, I want to proudly state publicly as First Lady that my country, Sierra Leone, is way ahead in the implementation of the campaign. My flagship campaign, The Hands of Our Girls, launched in 2018, focuses on preventing rape, early child marriage, teenage pregnancy, child trafficking, mother-to-child transmission of HIV and AIDS, cervical cancer, and fistula. 5 years down the line, the campaign has contributed to legal, institutional, and structural reforms which has drastically curbed rape, discouraged early marriage, reduced teenage pregnancy, contributed to reducing transmission of HIV and AIDS, and fistula in Sierra Leone. In addition, the campaign has delivered on the accusation of 2 United Nations resolutions. One of them is access to justice for a victim, and the other is the UN World Day, November 18, for the prevention of and healing from victims of child sexual exploitation and violence. Alongside the Hands of Our Girls campaign, the Office of the First Lady has complemented the free quality education with the supply of free sanitary pads to school children as a direct response to menstrual hygiene and its menace. The taboo, the health risk, the social exclusion, and barriers to education, we said we're not going to sit and allow that happen. By raising awareness and sensitization on menstrual hygiene and its management, the social cultural issues and school attendance for girls. At the same time, we are supporting the Ministry of Health on cervical cancer by broadening the campaign through awareness raising, awareness and resource mobilization, as well as galvanizing partnership and building capacity of relevant institutions to respond to cancer. In addition, my office has also provided scholarship that has been provided to students to pursue medical qualification in oncology and other related fields. We did not just go to the United Nations for talk's sake, but rather wanted progressive outcome that could inspire survivors and victims to prepare them for sustainable confidence and assurance. Therefore, we have started this academic year with the provision of scholarship for survivors and victims of sexual gender-based violence and others. This was an outcome commitment of the United Nations World Day commemoration in Sierra Leone on the 18th of November 2023 to survivors and victims of SGBV. The payment of tuition and other support will enable beneficiaries to pursue their tertiary education in universities, vocational and other skills development centers to expedite their healing and integration into society. It is worthy of recognition the bold, courageous, and deliberate investment and proclamation of policies and laws of the visionary leadership of my husband, retired Brigadier Julius Madabio. His presidency has created the enabling environment for the advancement of women and girls more than any other leadership Sierra Leone has ever experienced. My generation and those before me bear the greatest scars of the discrimination, marginalization, and societal violence against women and girls. I survived child marriage. and my story and personal experience are my motivation and the drive to empower women and girls, witnessing some of the processes that eventually led to passing of the Abolition of Child Marriage Act in our parliament, testimonies and debates of the bill. I was overwhelmed by the outpour of the depth of magnitude child marriage has ravaged our society. It was a sister classmate and a distant relative whose mishap brought male parliamentarians to tears. One of such rare occasions when our parliamentarians were not conscious of their party color nor the constituency they represent, but the interest and future of women and girls of our nation and by extension, the African continent. I applaud you, my honorable parliamentarians, for making history. I am proud of you. This is what technology does. You should stick with the paper. Honorable parliamentarians, for making history. I am proud of you, and you are truly considered great sons and daughters of Sierra Leone. I call on all our compatriots and all the men to not believe that we want society to be at peace. The only sure way and the best thing to do is to stop discriminating and creating advantage situation for a certain group against and over the other. That surely would eliminate tension, eradicate conflict, and reinstate the self-esteem. We must appreciate that every life, irrespective of sex, gender, religion, ethnicity, and other categorization must be sanctified. Your Excellencies, First Lady, Your Excellencies, my elegant sisters, First Ladies of Africa, and my dear sisters, daring to challenge established and chronic menace in our society that have been entrenched in the name of culture, tradition, and norms that only subsist to perpetuate violence against women and girls is a very courageous move that we have devoted our lives to. Let's don't be afraid and apologetic about it. We are on the right side of history. As I end my speech, I want to send a special message to the generation that stands to benefit greatly from this. I want you to take advantage of this opportunity and guide it fiercely. Always remember that whatever you are and where you continue to enjoy in terms of freedoms, right, empowerment, and acceptance did not come by magic, but rather a combination of cumulative struggle from our ancestors. The only thing they ask of you and will make them rest in their graves is when they see you proving society, especially doubters and naysayers, wrong, that you are not a threat, but great and reliable partners that will make the world a better place for humanity. At this juncture, let me also take the opportunity to thank Dr. Sylvia Blyden for giving me and showing me the way. As right from the beginning, I didn't know that I can do a private member bill, but then she said, you can do a private member bill, and I thank you for that advice. Let me also say, the space that I enjoy this space because I have a husband who believes that women should be empowered. I have a husband who sees women as his equal, and he's not timid and he's not threatened. I have a husband who had always said, if you want a nation to grow, that nation should be allowed to give the 50% of its population the opportunity to also contribute to nation building, which are the women. I have a husband who believes that when you give a woman the right to also exercise their will, they will help in changing the narrative for our society. I have a husband who believes that giving back to society is the only way that a leadership can thrive. And I have a man who has given me the space and the opportunity to be able to serve you as your First Lady. So I want you all to say thank you. And I also, before I go, I want to be very grateful to certain people. I want to be grateful to the Honorable Babatunde Edwards, who was basically right at the front within the judiciary as a he for she in making sure that whatever it is that we need to do in the court of law, he was there to make it happen. I also want to say thank you to Honorable Mario Conte, the chair of the Legislative Committee, who was also there. And I want to say thank you to the drafter, Lawyer Linton, who was there. And he, whatever it is that you read from the bill is basically my thought and Lawyer Linton's expertise, because I'm not a lawyer. So he was the one who put all of that together. And I want to say thank you to the Honorable Speaker of Parliament, who did not only stand throughout the debate, but he owned the bill and he made a declaration that this bill is not the bill for Fatima Madabio, but it is the Sengapore's bill. So I want to say thank you to him and every member of Parliament who had supported this process. I want to say thank you to all the development partners who directly or indirectly have actually supported this process. Thank you to all of them. And to AfriCell for always supporting the office of the First Lady and standing with us. It doesn't matter what we bring in front of you, you are always there. And I'm grateful. When your mother is a prayer warrior, you see why nothing happens to me in Sierra Leone. I want to say thank you to my dear mother, Mrs. Brandon, and your prayer, believe you me, even the devil know you are in the house. Thank you. My sisters, I love you all so very much. I'm grateful to every one of you for being here today and supporting this cause. And my children, Amina, I love you. And thank you for sharing me with the world. May God bless you all. May God bless you all.